Hi. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Bastard gravity. Or maybe it's me, I'm just clumsy sometimes, you know? No maybes. Yeah, I am clumsy sometimes. Or this is a contrived way of getting your attention because according to the YouTube algorithms, you've got to get someone hooked in the first 3 seconds to keep them watching. And as you will see in our visits here together, I take humor very, very seriously. No, I don't. But what I do take seriously is accountability, honesty, integrity, compassion, and justice. And if you believe in these values and ideals and want to learn how to deal with those who don't, this is a place to be, at least until martial law is imposed. Welcome to the post-Trump-matic stress recovery channel. My name is John Foster Elliot. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, a psychotherapist. I have been in private practice for the last 44 years. Prior to that, I set up mental health and substance abuse treatment programs in the East and West Coasts. But I was on stage in Beaver Stadium in 1974 with 10,000 people to win the Eric Walker Award. They wouldn't let me give a speech because I was also known as an activist. And of course, I have some bona fides that I don't want to spend much time on because, well, they're yada, yada, yada. Propaganda. This YouTube channel is for conservatives and progressives and centrists and libertarians and socialists and even flat earthers. All of us who have been impacted by the policies of the current administration. You know, a quote widely attributed to Abraham Lincoln may be appropriate here. You can fool most of the people, some of the time, some of the people, all of the time. But you can't fool all of the people all of the time. Some of you are waking up to this. Whoa. Didn't say you were woke. Whoa, didn't say you were unwoke. Maybe most of us are just semi-conscious much of the time. But you are not fools. And what I do want you to all remember is when you feel you must be the right one, you're usually making the other feel wrong. And when you must be the good one, you can make the other feel bad. And when you must be the healthy one, you may make the other feel sick. And when you must be the sane one, you can make the other person crazy. You know, as we learned from Mean Girls, calling someone ugly doesn't make you any prettier. The question we need to ask ourselves is, do we want to be right or do we want to be effective? Do we want to win if everyone else suffers extreme loss? Now, if you insist that you are completely the only right, healthy, good, and sane one, and of course, your way is the only way, get the hell out of here now. And that's HE double hockey sticks, no insult to Canada. But I digress. I really do. Sometimes I really digress a lot. And it's not good for the digestion, but it's food for thought anyway. Sometimes I ask my clients, do you know the difference between arrogance and confidence? If they say no, I say, I thought so. No, I don't really, but arrogance is all about being superior, better than, and confidence is about being different and good enough. And I think it's also about having humility as well. Now, I am confident, and yet for the last 3 months, a majority of my clients are coming in with anxiety and stress, insomnia, rage, anger, resentment, despair, hopelessness, and apathy. And in my professional opinion, these symptoms are a direct result of our ignorance in dealing with those that lie and cheat, steal, con, bullshit, and manipulate others because they believe the end justifies the means. In this regard, many have conned and lied to themselves as well. It also has to do with those who have been too afraid to take a stand because of their fear of loss and vindictive revenge. I don't want me or you to become a tyrant or a martyr, to become a dick or a bitch or a rug to be stepped on, to be righteously angry or pathetically cowardly, to belittle or denigrate the folks that voted for the other side. 77.3 million people voted for Trump. And they were not all crazy, stupid, or evil. 75 million voted for Harris. Again, not all crazy, stupid, or evil. I'll tell you, at least all of the voters voted for what they believed in, whether they got conned into believing bullshit or not. The real winner was Mr. or Mrs. Nobody. 90 million of you didn't vote. At least the people who voted had something to believe in. So the problem isn't just the other side. And the rest of you can call your travel agent and book a guilt trip, okay? Look and listen. The real problem is not the problem. The real problem is how you deal with the problem. This means finding new ways, A, to deal with yourself, your emotions and perceptions, B, to deal with people with opposing beliefs, and C, to deal with elected officials and their buddies who are taking away our freedom and security based on ego and entitlement or based on their fear of reprisal. So all of you cowardly lions out there, listen up. We don't need to prosecute or preach or to become haters. Thank you, Adam Grant, for that. They will encourage this to maintain the divisiveness that separates us all. We need to be the ones who can mediate and heal our differences, to join the values of freedom and security, and to facilitate the respect that we need to have even when opposed to the other side. I'm here to provide ways that you can deal with your Trump-matic anxiety, and also to deal with your blame, pessimism, and distress. None of these things work for us, and they never will. But we need to take a stand for what we value. It's not just what we fight, it's how we fight. This involves holding people accountable, including ourselves. Accountability is the ability to take responsibility for your actions, especially when our actions have led to failure and adversity. If we can't be accountable, we will never change. Things will never change. So being willing to approach ourselves and others in this way, I call this Care-frontation. It's fighting with compassion. It's leading with respect and dignity towards others and yourself. I don't want to say or do anything that will compromise my values and ideals. As Ben Franklin once said, those of us who give up our freedom for temporary security deserve neither, or neither for you people that want to say neither rather than neither. So, you need to become more mindful of what's really important. Food, clothing, and shelter. That includes security, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, even if you're not a billionaire. However, in all of our research, we have learned that happiness is also dependent on our belonging and connection and caring of others. The problem with concerning ourselves with just me, is that it's about us. It's about all of us, the United States. It's the U.S. The U.S., not the me. It's us. How many friends and family members have you lost due to your anger or theirs? Simply because you both had different opinions. And how many people did you cut out of your life because you saw them as crazy or stupid or toxic? Again, simply because they voted for a different guy? We need to reconcile with all of these folks. And that's why I've joined MAGA. How do you like the hat? Make America Gay Again. Whoa. Before you get all homophobic or whatever, This means happy and optimistic and joyful and friendly and kind and compassionate and just. And if you're gay, really gay, it means gay too, okay? So one way to do this is to change the way you look at others' attitudes and beliefs, because we need to look at them differently. The first part of post-Trump-matic stress recovery may be considered in how we could be able to influence another. And I got some thoughts here, and we would call these guidelines for influencing beliefs and attitudes. And the way you need to see it is all beliefs and attitudes are worthy of respect, if only for the power they have to influence behavior. And our respect should be given regardless of the contents of such assertions people have. We respect all beliefs and attitudes as reflections of the human need for security and freedom. Respecting should be differentiated here from approval or support, because, I will respect you, but that doesn't mean I condone what you're doing. Attempts to denigrate and belittle or forcibly remove most beliefs and attitudes will only create resistance. Attempting to convince another by dissing their perceptions and understanding creates defensiveness and opposition, which I believe that people in power are experiencing now. Any conviction may also be a prison sentence where we are trapped in a jail of our own making. This includes me and you too. However, most convictions may be transformed provided that A, their underlying intent is validated, that's that freedom and security thing, or B, an alternative, empowering belief or attitude is available, or C, that individual is open to change, and D, the individual's perception of the change agent or influencer, which could be me or you, defines that person to be empathic and genuine in their concerns and knowledgeable about issues of conviction. Most of us just want to feel secure or free or loved, and we may lack the means to accomplish this. And I will tell you, even negative and self-destructive thoughts have protective and proactive elements to them. They may help one to avoid or control anticipated, pain and loss, like all shit is fertilizer. Unfortunately, they can also set up another to have control and power. Other influences to attitudes and beliefs may be our unconscious, but how would we know? Our family, peers, culture, society, biochemistry, situations, or some other higher order or process we lack the capability to intellectually comprehend. We must be open to include these other systems in our considerations when we wish to influence change. Our personal tools here will be our intellect, our imagination, our emotions, and our sensory process. Integrity, compassion, humor, and creativity need to be included in every system of belief, instead of devaluing the other's beliefs and belittling their character. Be curious. Be Sherlock Holmes. Play scientist, explorer, scout. Just look for where they're coming from. Be Elsbeth. Look for common ground. Again, if your curiosity is tainted by anything, then cloak it in kindness. If the only choice is between being right or being effective, be effective. Well, that's all I got for today's show. I would suggest that you lead with respect, follow with compassion, and rinse and repeat. For these ideas and more, check out my books, The Paradox Bridge, Suggestions in Life for Those Who Live with the Critically Controlling, for Kindle and paperback editions, as well as Audible, for the audio edition of Directions in Life for the Occasionally Confused. You can also get directions for free if you're an Amazon Prime member, all through the oligarchy of Amazon.com. All proceeds will go to making sure I can hightail it out of the country in the event of being targeted by the current administration. Thanks for showing up.